What? I found a username. What do you mean I'm late? It takes a few minutes. When I hit start at exactly when I hit the 10-minute right there. There's like a 20-second delay as you know YouTube starts up, man. But we're here. I just posted my LSC reaction. I made that public. I just finished. I just read for like 30 minutes of Shadow Slave. Wow, look, my vein pops out as I say that. Ooh, and we're gonna do 5 more chapters right now. I just wanted to make sure Elicit was up. How much will I get it for the volume 5 ending? I don't know, man. We'll find out. Also, yeah, I decided not to farm at all since there would be no chance. We'll see what happens. All right, you guys ready, man? Look at that. Hey, man, we're jumping straight into it, man. I hope you guys are ready because we are reading chapter 1113, and it's called Powerful. Oh, Powerful Garden. Ah. I hear garden and I'm getting triggered already. Powerful garden. All right, if you guys like what you see and you want to see more, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and let's just get right into it. As long as we read 555 until Friday, Saturday and Sunday, we're gonna split it. We're gonna split the 9 chapters, and then we're good. Yeah, I'm sorry, no RI. Usually, don't worry. When the next manhwa chapter for RI, I'll read it. Is the chapter tomorrow Wednesday or is it gonna be next Wednesdays? I'm not sure. You baited me with the release of that LSC video? What do you mean I baited you? No. I didn't bait you. Did I? I'm sorry if I baited you guys. That being said, chapter 1113 is called Powerful Guardian. All right, you guys ready? Let's just jump right into it. Zero stalling, okay? Pinky promise. We are not stalling today. Look at that. We're just jumping right into it. Look at that. I already have my timestamp. Look at that. I already got my timestamp. Let's just jump right into it. Chapter 1113 is called Powerful Garden. Let's see how much we can squeeze in an hour and a half. I'm trying to read a little bit more in 5 chapters because once we do the anime react or the Dunhua react for the finale, it's gonna take a while to edit it. And I'm trying to see if I can have it up before I go live on Saturday. I think that'd be best. But let's see how it goes. Chapter 1113 is called Powerful Garden. The towering building stood quietly in the frozen dusk. There wasn't any sound in the area, as though it was just an oil painting. After passing through such an environment, Derek Berg became even more high-strung than what he had explored in the depths of the darkness. The hair on his back stood on end after entering a place shrouded in the dusk. The entire exploration team, including Chief Colin Aliad and Shepherd Elder Olivia, couldn't help but show signs of exhaustion and looking worn out. Wow, man, I'm slurring my words a lot today, man. I was eating before recording. Oh, man, I apologize. I know, man. I can't believe Debate's getting a season 2. I thought it was an LTM, but it turned out to be mid-seed. Hey, man, you should give LSC a try, Milosh. I think you'd like it. If you read it, I like. If you read it, I think you'll come to like it. Actually, I don't remember if you've read it or not. But I know I saw beginning after ends getting season 2. Oh my god, man, it needs a new studio, bro. Like, dude, if Mappa took over. Man, if Mappa took over beginning after their end season 2, oh man, forget it about it. It beat over, bro. LSC chapter made me so mad. Dude, Zay, it's been a while. Wait, I gotta pause. Hold up. Zay, bro, oh, I'm so mad. I'm so mad. Oh my god. I fucking can't believe it was Blues, dude. I'm so fucking pissed. I gotta drink just to get through the day, bro. Fuck, man, it's been a while, Zay. How you doing, man? How's life, dude? Bro, wait. I'm sorry. I know we're reading LOTM right now, guys, but hold up, man. Zay's a homie. We've been doing this for like a whole year. Bro, I got this bad boy. Look at it. I got it at Anime Expo, dude. Oh, man, this shit is good, dude. Oh, man, it was so good. It was cool, man. Dude, they showed behind the scenes of the episode. Like, just screenshots. It was so cool, dude. All right, we're going to keep reading, guys, but... If you guys post any messages, I'll catch up right now once I update my timestamps for the chapter. Because, yeah, I'm going to end streaming in about an hour and 45 minutes. But, yeah, dude, man, I hope you're doing good, Zay, man. It's been a while. I hope you're having a good day, dude. All right, let me find my place. After entering a place shrouded in the dust, the entire exploration team, including Chief Colin Iliad and Shepherd Elder Olivia, couldn't help but show signs of exhaustion and looking worn out. It was as if they had reached the end of their lives, and as they proceeded forward, rotting giants ran out of different buildings in increasing numbers and increasing strength. Let me raise the volume up. Let me make sure it's nice and loud. With one side weakening and the other side strengthening, it became difficult for them to advance. After several intense battles, the City of Silver expedition team finally broke through the lockdown and barricades of monsters and came to an extremely quiet area. There wasn't any sound at all, and that only served to leave the scalps tingling. In regards to this, Demon Hunter Colin Iliad had no choice but to break the silence and remind everyone. This means that we have truly entered the Giant King's court and are about to approach the core region. Oh, shit! The danger level will only increase and not decrease. Upon hearing this, a few members of the expedition team began to waver due to the influence of the Twilight. From their point of view, although they didn't dare to stay in one place in the earlier stages of most of the time, afraid that they would be surrounded by the rotting giants, they had ultimately eliminated all the monsters in a tiny area. They felt that they could rest for a while and obtain many beyond their characteristics, mythical ingredients, and potion formulas. Their expedition could rest for a while and obtain many beyond their characteristics, mythical ingredients, and potion formulas. This expedition could be for a while and obtain many beyond their characteristics, mythical ingredients, and potion formulas. This expedition, I just reread that. I was stuck in a time loop. I'm sorry. No chat on screen? Oh my god, I'm sorry. There's no chat? Let me add chat. Wait, I need to check something because this stream, we might be getting something big if what I'm thinking of happens. Oh, bet. Let me know. Fuck, it's gonna be such a cliffhanger though, man. If that's like the 5th chapter where I stop. Fuck, I'm gonna be so mad if that. I'm gonna be so mad. Yeah, sorry, I forgot. I had chat off because I read like 4 chapters of Shadow Slave off stream right now. And I currently have it uploading in the background. So hopefully stream doesn't crash. Oh yeah, I just checked. We're getting some hype stuff this stream. Oh fuck yeah, dude. All right. I'm sorry if it's I think I'm gonna try and read a little bit more. I'm gonna see how much we can read in an hour and a half. I'm gonna try and lock in and see if I can read more than 6. All right. You guys ready? This expedition could be said to have been very fruitful, leaving them no reason to continue delving deeper. So it's like Spelunky up in here. What's up, dude? What they should do was seek out a suitable building and set up an advanced camp to make preparations for a second expedition. Faced with such a suggestion, Colin Iliad didn't say much. He only emphasized that the objective of this exploration was to figure out the general situation of the Giant King's court as much as possible so as to accumulate sufficient information for the subsequent operations. Then he led out one of the members named Antiona to placate those who had wavering wills. As the Shepherd Elder Olivia also supported the chief, a small number of members of the expedition team quickly adjusted their minds and quietly followed the chief forward. After a while, they saw a huge stone staircase. It was entirely grayish-white, but it was dyed with an orange-yellow glow with its gorgeous... It was gorgeous and silent. Every step of the staircase was relatively high. If it were any ordinary human, they would definitely find it very difficult to walk. Fortunately, the shortest member of the expedition team, Elder Olivia, was nearly 1.9 meters tall, so she's almost 6 feet tall. And she can muster strong winds. On the huge staircase, it was so majestic that one had to look up and see the city walls on the top. There were many things on the burn marks and damage on the walls, and some places were impaled with arrows that were... What? And some places were impaled with arrows that were as thick as ordinary cheese. What the fuck? I mean, okay, it makes sense. They're giants, so they would have giant arrows. The several meter-long arrows had even caused some rocks to crumble. In the middle of the city wall was a door that was tens of meters tall. It could... What the fuck? This is a big-ass door. Its color was closer to grayish blue, and that was the golden nails embedded in it. There were 2 guards standing outside the exuded and extremely impressed stance, simply looking at them. They were 5 to 6 meters tall, wearing exquisite, sturdy, silver full body armor. One of them held a great sword, while the other held a great axe towards the ground. Behind the armored advisor, there was a ball of orange light that looked like a single eye. Silver Knight, Demon Hunter Colin, raised his right hand and swung his sword horizontally to stop the members of the expedition team behind him. Let me play battle music. Can I play Vanitas for a little bit? I'll just play this. I'll just play this for now. Just because we're in the City of Silver. And we made it. I'll just play for now. I don't know if it's gonna fit, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll just play for a little bit. Alright. Yeah, we'll just play this. We'll see how it feels. Silver Knight, Demon Hunter Colin raised his right hand and swung his sword horizontally to stop its members of the expedition team behind it. Doubled up music. Is it still doubling? He had long removed the two swords on his back and applied different concoctions on them. Silver Knight, Derek Burke's eyelids twitch as he felt his heart placate. Okay? He had recently come into contact with this information. The only upper echelons of the City of Silver knew about this. What just happened? I can't do that? My OBS has a scroll where I can undo things. Oh, that is trippy. I didn't know that. That's cool. Lower the volume. Actually, near the lower volume on my end. Oh, he even changed the audio. Music gone loud? Yeah, I got it. Let me lower it. It's crazy because I undid things. It raised the volume really up. I'm sorry. Wait. Sorry for the slight scuff start. Don't worry, we're going to lock in after this one chapter. Okay, I think we're good. All right, audio should be good now. All right, we are good. He had recently come into contact with the information that only the upper echelons of the City of Silver knew about it. He knew that the Giant's Pathway Sequence 3 was called Silver Knight. He also knew the City of Silver lacked the correct potion formula, but it had the corresponding Beyonder characteristic. With the horrified Derek was that the guards of the Giant King's Court core were actually two Sequence 3 demigods. How are we supposed to fight this? This was a level higher than the City of Silver's strongest combat force. This was only the area of the Royal Court's entrance, so it was questionable what they would encounter if they ventured deeper. Oh shit, dude. After the initial shock, Derek couldn't help but feel a sense of anticipation. Perhaps he could find the potion formulas after the Giant Pathway Sequence 4 of the Giant King's Court. That way, the chief could become a Silver Knight and greatly increase the strength of the City of Silver. When the time came, they could explore the Giant King's Court at a deeper level, find more potion formulas, hunt more monsters, and obtain even higher level of Beyonder characteristics and magical materials. Subconsciously, Derek looked around and discovered that the reactions of the other members of the expedition team, such as Joshua, Haim, and Antonia, and Tiona, were basically identical to his. They were both nervous and fearful, but somewhat. I don't see how you're hopeful. Yo, what's up? You just got an anime presentation? Oh, that's so badass, dude. What you see? Well, wait, I don't even know if you can share that. That's cool, dude. At this moment, Shepherd Elder Lovia took 2 steps forward and stood beside Colin Iliad. She looked up at the gray-blue door and saw the 2 silver knights who were in an unknown state and said, "If there was one, then we would have a chance of finishing it off." What she really meant was that not that there were 2 silver knights, even if they were willing to suffer heavy casualties, they were unable to clear the enemies. After all, even if the chief could control his mythical creature form and normally battle a sequence 3, the environment here didn't permit him to make similar attempts. The descendants of that twilight had brought him make something that could previously be resisted into something impossible to withstand. Colin and Ilya nodded and glanced at both Lovia and Derek Berg before observing the area ahead. From the looks of it, as long as we don't get close to that door, the 2 guards won't attack us. So, okay, it's reactive. Perhaps we can try to lure out the Silver Knights a way to finish it off. The female warrior named Antiona suggested after some deliberation. I don't know, man. I don't think that's going to happen. She had a long, wine red hair, and her facial features weren't considered exquisite. However, when combined together, she looked extremely elegant and beautiful. In this expedition, her main mission was to rely on a sealed artifact she wielded to treat her teammates' psychological problems and figure and fight against enemies of the psyche domain. Her exact thoughts were to wait for the members and lure one of the Silver Knights away before using the terrain and their combined efforts. As for the Chief and Elder Livia, they could work together to deal with the remaining one as soon as possible. This was a textbook solution that the City of Silver had used in situations they had encountered. Even if there's only one Silver Knight, it would be very difficult. Furthermore, there's no guarantee that the Silver Knight you lure away won't directly reveal its mythical creature form. This sounds scary, dude. Demon Hunter Colin Iliad firmly rejected her suggestion, ignoring the fact that the Silver Knight had powerful Beyonder powers. As long as it revealed its mythical creature form, most of the members of the City of Silver expedition team wouldn't be able to look at it directly and would be affected. There was no way they could run circles with it. Without waiting for the rest of the team members to speak, Colin Iliad looked back and said, "Let's take another path." Derek found some information in the World of Reflections in the afternoon town. It recorded the tunnel behind the Giant King's Court. Shepherd Elder Lovia cast her gaze on Derek Berg. She was indifferent, calm, and without any emotions. Derek subconsciously raised the unshut crucifix higher, restraining his indescribable shivers. All right, Lovia agreed with Colin Iliad's suggestion. Hence, the expedition team retreated from the huge stone staircase and headed left. Before long, they saw a rugged trail. On the right was a towering cliff, and on the left was a bottomless chasm that was tainted with the glow of the sunset. That sounds badass. Of course, it was only a trail for giants, so the members of the City of Silver's expedition team, it was relatively spacious. After they proceeded forward, Derek and company's spiritual perception was triggered as they subconsciously looked to the side. At the edge of the cliff, grayish-blue swollen palms stretched out from the orange clouds and grabbed onto the ground. They were densely packed and difficult to count. If they were all giants, even if they were Sequence 7 or Sequence 6, they were able to destroy the City of Silver expedition team here, relying sheerly on numbers? It's like the fucking rumbling from Attack on Titan, dude. What the fuck? There's just too many of them. Just as Colin Iliad was about to swing his sword, Derek suddenly had a strange, subtle feeling. He quickly raised the unshotted crucifix higher and pressed one of the fingers on a particular thorn, causing the bright red blood to seep out. The pure cross emitted a bright twilight glow as though it had returned to the state of noon, surging towards the edge of the cliff, enveloping the gray-blue giants that attempted to climb up, and they're gone. Just like that. The giants froze at the same time as their bodies began to fade, quickly melting away. There weren't real giants, but that of a wraith and shadows left behind of the tragic deaths of those giants. Fuck, that shit is strong. Therefore, the uncharted crucifix had sensed them. It was a saint-level sealed artifact of the Sun Domain, the nemesis of wraiths, shadows, and evil spirits. Dang, that's a badass item, dude. It's good. After easily killing these monsters, the City of Silver expedition team warily continued proceeding forward. After a while, they finally circled around the mountain wall and cliff and saw a dark forest. In the forest, the trees were tens of meters tall and were extremely thick. However, their barks were peeling off and trunks rotting. Their leaves were withered, giving the feeling that they were waning. The leaves were supposed to be entangled together, but they formed a barricade in midair, blocking the light of dust, darkening its interior. But at that moment, due to the large numbers of collapsed and fallen trees, the orange-red glow had already scattered across most of the areas within the forest that were visible with the naked eye. Derek looked ahead and silently calculated how much longer he could use the uncharted crucifix. He said to the chief and his teammates, "This is the waning forest where the ancestors of the giants are buried." In other words, the giant king's parents. Colin Iliad stared at the forest and said, "It has already been destroyed. Even if there are still remnants of danger, it won't be too powerful. We can try exploring it." "Yes, Your Excellency," Derek replied without hesitation. "My cross can deal with the environment here. I'll walk in front." He remembered that Mr. World had reminded him that there might be some kind of corruption and lurking in the forest, and that the uncharted crucifix could provide him with an effective warning. The grizzled Colin nodded gently and said, "Be careful of your surroundings." Derek took a silent breath and took a large stride forward and walked towards the waning forest. At the same time, he used the convenience of walking ahead to softly recite Mr. Fool's honorific name. Then Klein, whose gaze had been blocked by the dust, had been disconnected for some time. They could finally see the actual situation. However, he was unable to significantly expand his range of sight. Oh shit, that was the end of the chapter. Let's keep reading, dude. Wait, what was that? What was that, Missy? So wait, timestamp. Before I forget, timestamp. First thing before I forget. Just got out. It was a presentation about what is classified as anime. Was there any conclusion? Oh, I thought you meant like you went to like a panel or something. Or is the conclusion anime isn't whatever people call anime? The conclusion was that anime is a style of animation and can't be just made in Japan, with the example being Castlevania. Dude, Castlevania fucking slaps. I call it anime. I call it anime. Even though it's not anime, I call it anime. I think Castlevania is badass, dude. That shit slaps. I haven't played all the Castlevania games, so I don't know. I'm doing my timestamp. No worries, I'm not stalling. I don't know like exactly how. I hear it's not that faithful, but I really like it for what I've watched. It's actually, I lied. I haven't finished one season. I'm at the end of season 3. I'm like, this season's kind of slow. But I'm excited to watch 4 and then watch the, was it Nocturne or whatever? Chapter 1114 is called The Remnant Will. The forest that should have been engulfed in darkness and in decline was filled with orange-red light of dust. The light was intense and burned like fire, but it couldn't help but carry a sense of brilliance with it that couldn't be ignored. With the uncharted crucifix that seemed like pure light condensing in his hand, Derek Berg slowly walked ahead. The grizzled demon hunter Colin, who was walking behind him to his left, had 2 straight swords in his hand. Haim, who was walking behind him to the right, held the Thunder God's Roar hammer. The 2-meter-tall half-giant was prepared to switch to the hammer with a sealed artifact with Derek at any time. The radiance emitted by the uncharted crucifix became increasingly dim, as though the sun had already set its horizon, leaving only a sliver of golden light. Of course, no one from the City of Silver had ever seen such a scene before. They could even use the descriptions from the ancient literature to imagine it. Similarly, this was the first time they understood what a... That's kind of beautiful, though, dude. Similarly, this was the first time they understood what a sunset meant. Whoosh. As the exploration team ventured deeper, a wind began to blow into nearby frozen, waning forests. It was as if countless living beings were weeping deep within the forest. However, Derek and company didn't feel any effects of the wind. Whoosh, the sound of the wind intensified, making his heart tremble. Derek suddenly felt a chill run down his neck, causing his hair to stand on end. His body and mind turned cold. Generally speaking, it was a human instinct to shrink their necks, raise their arms, and defend their backs at such moments in time. They would then half turn their bodies, observe the situation, and be ready to attack. However, Derek didn't do so because in a dangerous environment, rashness would often result in terrible situation. Furthermore, he had the chief and his teammate behind him. He had full faith in them that they would react in time. Thus, he handed his life to them. With a swoosh, a slivery white blade wrapped by a small snake-like electric bolt flew across the side of Derek's neck, vaporizing a blurry and twisted figure into the light of dusk. At the same time, the unshuttered crucifix was triggered by something. It suddenly broke out of its gloomy and dim state, making the light it emitted to once again become bright and pure. Dawn seemed to come to the surrounding area immediately as indescribable black shadows began to show themselves in the light of dawn before quickly melting away. After everything calmed down, Derek looked ahead and asked curiously, "What are these? They don't look like raves, shadows, or evil spirits. Fuck is it?" Or evil spirits? Demon Hunter Colin surveyed the area and slowly said, "A remnant aura of some sort. They seem to have combined to the power of dusk. They seem to have combined with the power of dusk, causing a certain anomaly. I've never seen such monsters." Derek tightened his grip of the uncharted crucifix and moved his other finger, which had been stabbed onto the thorn. I keep saying throne. It's thorns. Relying on the uncharted crucifix, which was the nemesis of the evil around them, the expedition team proceeded rather smoothly. Before long, they arrived deeper in the waning forest. Through the trees, they could vaguely see a cliff orange-red cloud in the distance. The damage here wasn't too serious. The branches and leaves remained suspended mid-air, blocking the frozen dusk, making the environment darken. After careful circling around the place, the area before Derek's eyes suddenly lit up. He saw two grayish-white model tombstones. Oh shit, what's up, dude? Before he could carefully observe them, the rays of dust that shone through the gaps of the leaves had produced a strange refraction effect, at the same time interweaving themselves into a gigantic figure that was nearly 10 meters tall, 30 feet. The figure was very blurry and contained everlasting and imperturbable air. It's just like a reflection from a mythical era. Its skin was grayish-blue and it Its skin was grayish-blue and it wore silver gray armor that seemed to be stained with blood. What the? Oh, it's like the blood armor that Leonardo wore. Oh, wait a sec. It is silver gray armor that seemed to be stained with blood. Is that based on the same one fucking Leonardo used way back in Volume 2? Its face was glowing like it was a setting sun, as though it was manifestation of its eyes. Just its existence alone had caused the surrounding trees and the void to bend, making everything around it begin waning uncontrolled. Dude, I need to look up artwork on this. I feel like I can look up artwork. Its skin was grayish blue and it wore silver gray armor that seemed to be stained with blood. Its face was glowing like the setting sun, as though it was a manifestation of its eyes. Just the existence alone had caused surrounding trees and voids to bend. What the? No, okay. Making everything around it begin waning uncontrollably. Upon witnessing this scene, a thought surfaced in everyone's mind without any explanation. Giant King, ancient god Amir. I can't look up this, dude. I can't look up the Giant King Amir. You guys can't say anything? Goosebumps appeared on the skins of the members in the expedition team. Joshua, Haim, and Antonia, bit by bit, Goosebumps emitted grayish blue eyes at the center of their eyebrows. Flesh and blood were squirming as if monsters were about to bore out. They had collectively been put into a state of being on the verge of losing control. What the fuck? They didn't even see the mythical creature form. Merely approaching the figure had led to signs of losing control as the severity of it increased. Oh, that's scary, dude. Derek Berg was relatively alright because of the pure light of the uncharted crucifix had enveloped him, giving him a warm feeling, allowing him to temporarily withstand the waning effect. Oh, this is good, dude. At this moment, Colin Iliad had already bent down. He held two swords that were smeared with ointment and ran towards the terrifying figure like a hurricane at light speed. Oh, shit. This is good, dude. However, this demon hunter didn't charge in a straight line. His footwork was ingenious as he moved left and right, approaching his enemy in a zigzag manner. What the fuck? The gigantic figure that stood in the twilight looked at everything with its sunset-like eyes. It seemed emotionless, like a statue carved out of stone. Suddenly, the glow on its face flashed. Bro, what is this? Did you have to do artwork? Okay, we'll do that. Artwork at the end of the stream. Holy shit. Suddenly, the glow on its face flashed. Oh, this is good. This is good. It then bit down and heavily pondered its fist on the ground. Boom. The ground shook violently as a fissure opened up. It made Derek and the others lose their balance as they staggered and almost fell. As for Demon Hunter Colin, he had leaped up ahead of time to a height of more than 10. Fuck, he can jump high. Of more than 30 feet, he had cleaved downward with his two swords in a domineering manner. At that moment, the figure that seemed to come from a mythical legend pulled out of the illusionary sword from the fissure and the ground. The giant sword that seemed like a manifestation of Dusik itself was suddenly swung forward. Oh, this is so hype, dude. What the fuck? This is, don't trust him. It's just, oh, this is so good. The orange-red storm of light suddenly took form and swept towards Demon Hunter Colin, as well as Derek and company who were right behind him. I gotta play battle music. I gotta play walls closing in. I gotta play walls closing in. I gotta play walls closing in. There's no shot I don't play walls closing in. Who the fuck is this rapper on my screen? That is not walls closing in. He doesn't care? Wait, I do care. I care about you guys. Where is it? Don't trust him. He forgets again. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting. I know. I haven't. I need to just DM him. Why am I still in prison? Don't think Walls Closing In fits right now. Maybe another fight song? Oh, I know which one to play. The bell one. The bell tower from Expedition. That one fit last time. Let me show you. This one fit last time. I got it. Never mind. No. I got it. I got it. I got it right here. Don't worry, the song Bell is in the title. Lights of the Past? No. Give me a sec. Okay, I'm gonna give it 30 more seconds. If I can't find it, I'm gonna just... 30 more seconds. 20 more seconds. Oh, Lampmaster. This one works. This one works. Found it. This one works. All right, we're going to play this song from Expedition 33. Did we play this song during one fight in the past, Cammy? I remember it worked. I think we said it worked. Wherever the light passed, the trees would wither and the soul would turn to sand. Everything began waning in an irreversible manner as a path was drawn out. Oh, fuck. That's so weird. So everything just gets dry. Everything began waning in an irreversible manner as a path was drawn out. Boom. The Twilight Storm was blocked by an invisible wall, causing the forest to shake. At some point in time, Shepherd Elder Olivia had appeared beside Derek. In front of him was a tall and illusionary figure covered in silver armor. The figure was a dark red glow near its eyes, genuflected and stabbed the illusionary greatsword into the ground, creating an illusionally strong and invisible wall. Bam. At that moment, Derek Hunter Collins' two swords slashed the nearly 10-meter tall figure that possessed the aura of an ancient god, sending off countless sparks. The silver-white figure didn't suffer any damage. The silver-gray armor that was covered in blood spots only dimmed a little. With the force of the rebound, Colin once again soared up. He flipped in midair and launched his attack again. He goes right back in, dude. In the waning domain, he didn't dare release his mythical creature form because it was very likely there was no way to reversing it. Seeing that the phantom that stemmed from a mythical legend had been blocked, Derek hurriedly followed the sudden tremor and heat from the unshattered crucifix in his palm, and he pressed his finger against the spike. His blood surged into the cross along with pain. A vigorous and bright light churned out, flying into the air, turning downwards, instantly enveloping the figure in silver gray armor. His eyes were like a miniature setting sun, and the holy, solemn, and pure light, the gigantic and illusionary figure stopped moving as if it had encountered its natural enemy, and the silver gray armor that was tainted with the light of dust began to melt. Bro, shit, what would you do? I run away. No, wait, no. I was kidding. I just grab his head, bro, and zap it off, bro. That's exactly what we do. But we can, dude. See, now, you think Hayden can take on Giant King Armir? You think he can take him on? I don't know, man. I think this, I don't think he could. Demon Hunter Colin, two swords cleaved downward as though they were emitted rays of light, and dawn they enveloped the head of an ancient figure. Like, this dude is huge. Joshua Haim and the others didn't hesitate to unleash their strongest attacks. After 3 rounds, the illusionary figure that seemed to have transmigrated from time had finally began to crumble. The illusionary figure that seemed to have transmigrated from time had finally begun to crumble, being reduced to burning orange dots of light. With Demon Hunter Colin landed on the ground, he deliberately and said, "That should have been the remnants of the Giant King's will to protect this area." And that's just his remnants. Oh, man. Like, it's his lingering thoughts. What was it? The remnant will. The remnant will. After many years of melding with the environment, it had a certain degree of strength and a form. It's a type of evil spirit. What secrets are hidden here? That is so badass, dude. Upon hearing the chief's words, everyone cast their gaze forward towards a place where their terrifying phantom had barred their way. The atmosphere was rather heavy. Fortunately, it was only an evil spirit that was restrained by the unshuttered crucifix. It was just a tiny portion of his remnant will and had almost no strength left. After thousands of years, it was still as terrifying as ever. What would a real ancient god be like? That's gonna be scary, dude. Why would he have such a strong will to protect this? Is it because it's where his parents are buried? As Derek heaved a sigh of relief, he followed the chief and company towards the tomb while being plagued with puzzlement and curiosity. Phew, there's no need for me to do anything. I have to say, this unshuttered crucifix really is very useful. The Giant King's court. It's so good that I'm wondering if it's Adam's goal. Oh? Adam's goal? Above the gray fog, Klein heaved a sigh of relief, lowering the sea god scepter that had been raised higher. He then cast his gaze at the place where the Giant King's remnant will continue protecting over thousands of years. The first thing he saw was two ancient model tombstones. One of them were the words father and the other mother in Jotun. They contained a mysterious that could stir the powers of nature. It allowed one to directly feel the mixture emotions of nostalgia, sadness, pain, and guilt without realizing that they were infected and made them feel depressed. Behind the stone pillar was a grave, but it was already been destroyed, revealing two black coffins underneath. It was unknown who had opened the lids of the coffins, as though a confirmation had been made. This made the two grayish-white skeletons lying inside become bathed in the light that penetrated through the leaves, dyeing them with an orange-red color that resembled blood. The two skeletons had the shape of humans. One was at least 1.9 meters tall, while the other was at least 1.8 meters tall. Is that them? The Giant King Armir's parents? Huh. This is good. You think Caden 100% stronger than Andre, who is stronger than the guy who finished Blues? Yeah, that's true. Oh, dude, Caden's gonna fucking kill him, dude. I'm so excited for the next LSC chapter. I'm so fucking pumped, dude. Oh, such a crazy fucking chapter. All right, let's get this time set ready. I'm so fucking pumped. All right, now that the fight's over, let's just play Vanitas. One sec, let's pause this one. Oh, I'm excited, dude. I think it's going to be a good fucking chapter next week, dude. All right. Chapter 1150 is called Inside the King's Court. One of the two humanoid skeletons was more than 1.9 meters tall, while the other was at least 1.8 meters tall. It looked ordinary, but it delivered an unimaginable blow to Klein, who was above the great fog. At that moment, it was as though he had returned to the time when he saw the door of light and the cocoons. Although the emotions he felt were different, the shock was almost identical. This isn't the corpse of a giant. This definitely belongs to a human. The parents of the Giant King's Armir were humans. Klein's pupils dilated suddenly, as though they were thirsting to let more light in him to see it more clearly. However, no matter how he observed is scrutinizing the skeleton, he couldn't find any characteristics of the giant from the two grayish-white skeletons. So who has them? Their limbs were perfectly proportional, and their skull had two eye sockets. They were definitely not underaged giants. After a brief moment of silence, Klein lowered his right hand with the sea god scepter once again as thoughts flashed through his mind. Finally got here. What's up, dude? What's up, Zen? Perhaps your parents that aren't related by blood, maybe the ancestors of the Giant Kings are human. In the first epoch where chaos and madness reigned, some humans fused with the beyond characteristics, mutating into cruel, irrational, and bloodthirsty giants. On the other hand, their descendants inherited their physical characteristics, and on the other hand, they gradually recovered mentally. Hence, they stabilized themselves to become a savage and bloodthirsty race. Among them, Giant King Armir was the first batch of mutants, but he had managed to maintain a certain level of rationality, hence becoming an ancient god. The source of all this does resemble the origin of myths. The fuck? The source of all this does resemble the origin myths. The original creator. Welcome back. Oh shit. Arminian's parents are humans. That's what I find crazy. After his thoughts settled in his theory, he began making connections while coming up with... I got tear mind. This is getting kind of hype. While coming up with more conclusions, why does the Giant King want to label the waning forest as a forbidden area and not allow any living creatures to enter? He doesn't wish to face off humans being the ancestors of giants to be known. But if that's really the case, he could have just cremated his parents' remainings. There's no need to go through so much trouble. Moreover, what's with this strong sense of guilt? Who opened the tomb? The ancient sun god who killed the Giant King, the god of dawn, Badhail, or the other subsidiary gods of the Giant King's court? Also, since the ancestor of the giant was human, what about the elves and gwents and other supernatural beings? The ancestors of the dragons are actually lizards? Evolution. Darwinism. The ancestors of the dragons are actually lizards. It's Darwinism, but with mysticism. In the middle of the second epoch were there factors regarding their different origins that led to conflicts between the different factions of the quasi-human and the mutants. As Klein didn't have enough clues or information, it was difficult for him to make any judgments or think of any more possibilities. He could only forcefully rein in his thoughts and focus his attention on the City of Silver's expedition team. At this moment, Demon Hunter Colin led Lovia, Derek, and company to the stone tablet and saw the remains in the tomb. They also fell into indescribable silence for a long time. Finally, Joshua, who was wearing a scarlet glove, asked hesitantly, These are the parents of the Giant King. From this, the City of Silver's Dawn Paladin's point of view, the two corpses were indeed not as tall as giants. They were even inferior to him from back when he was just become an adult. If they were identified as young giants, their proportions and facial features of their bodies didn't match. Yeah, they'd be taller. Joshua's questions reverberated in the surroundings, but no one answered. After a few seconds, Demon Hunter Colin slowly said, That's why it's a secret. That's why it's a mystery. He didn't mention his thoughts or theories. Okay, you can tell us though, dude. I want to know. Does this mean that the giants are actually a branch of humans, a result of transformation brought about the beyond characteristics? Upon this, the wine-haired... Okay, that makes sense. Upon hearing this, the wine-red-haired Antuan said thoughtfully. So all of them are just like descendants of mutants. Okay, the ancestors of the giants are humans. Derek felt a little dizzy from the shock. He felt that there was a huge gap between the two. With this thought in mind, he recalled his companions who had lost control, especially from the giant pathway. He slowly and vaguely believed that it wasn't impossible. Those who lost control usually become abnormally large. Their skin was covered in grayish-blue color, and there was a huge crack in the middle of their their brows that sucked in their pair of eyes. Perhaps Demon Hunter Colin answered briefly. The members of the City of Silver expedition team fell silent once again. In the atmosphere, Derek glanced at Shepherd Elder Livia and realized that this member of the six-member council had a calm expression. It was neither solemn or confused. She knows. At this moment, Demon Hunter Colin looked around and said, splitting up into groups of 2 to 3 people in search for the surrounding areas. Let's see if there's anything to be found. The members of the expedition team snapped back to their senses and began carefully exploring the area according to the chief's instructions. Unfortunately, the waning forest didn't have anything of value other than trees, tombs, tablets, or tombs. Tomb tablets or tombs. Without further delay, Derek exchanged a sealed artifact with Heim to prevent his bionic characteristic from being purged by... Oh, yeah, that purges... Okay, it draws it out. Or it saps it out. To prevent his bionic characteristic from being purged by the Uncharted Crucifix. Then they followed Demon Hunter Colin out of the waning forest, circled around the protruding boulder along the mountains, and found a gigantic cave that was 30 meters tall. Outside the cave, a stone still had already shattered into pieces and was growing weeds. Under the orange glow of the twilight, there was an indescribable sense of waning death. After entering the cave, the City of Silver's expedition team followed the weathered stone slabs and the peeling murals. They walked between the withered weeds and rough gravel, and they warily explored the area. With every step they took, they could feel that their lifespans were weakening and becoming dehydrated. Their lifespans were weakening and becoming dehydrated. That's the same thing that happened to all the bodies at Amon's tomb, where it looked like their life force was sapped. After an unknown period of time, the City of Silver's expedition team finally saw a grayish-blue door which was open. On both sides of the door were pieces of iron-black fragments that seemed to belong to some sort of armor. There should have been guards here, Colin said simply. He took out a bottle of medicine and gulped it down. His light blue eyes were quickly tinged with a layer of dark yellow, and 2 completely dark green symbols appeared on the pupils. After carefully observing the grayish-blue door for a while, he nodded and walked into the dark hall. All of them passed through the door and came inside. The hall seemed to be held by an invisible hand as it rose up after a loud thud. More than 10 seconds later, the hall stopped moving. Outside the door, a magnificent palace propped up by the stone pillars appeared. It looked like the residence of the guards. Derek subconsciously looked around and swept his gaze across the various items in the hall. He saw 2 murals with ancient characteristics. The main characteristic of the mural was a giant who wore... Okay, mural description. The main character of the mural was a giant who wore full-body silver armor, Giant King armor, and emitted an obvious glow. At the location of his eyes, there was a blob of condensed from the dawn of light. In the middle of another mural stood a lady with long... A lady? With long, dark brown hair. She seemed to be a female giant in a long leather skirt. She held a wheat head and fruits and was surrounded by fields ready to be harvested. clear lake waters, fruit-bearing trees, and bright mushrooms. God of Dawn, Badhail. Goddess of Harvest, Omedela. Derek came to realization as he nodded slightly. He then retracted his gaze and saw that the chief staring at the mural that represented the Goddess of Harvest. His expression was still as heavy as before. And the chief hoping the city of Silver would also have a real harvest, as Derek thought he followed the orders to shepherd Elder Livia, forming a team with the others. They then searched for a valuable item and checked if there were any other hidden passageways. After 7 to 8 minutes later, they gathered together and followed Chief Colin Iliad at the main door of the hall. Colin Iliad stabbed the 2 swords in the gap between the stone slabs in front of him. He stretched out his hand and pressed them on the sides of the door. With just a bit of force, it opened its mouth with a heavy rumble. The orange, splendid light of dust silently shone in, allowing the City of Silver's expedition team to be places of the numerous towers that delivered a strong visual impact. The scale of the magnificence and epic feeling of a myth felt more obvious and shocking due to the close proximity between them. Everyone subconsciously held their breaths and forgot about anything else, fully immersing themselves in the scenery. It was the same for Klein above the Grey Fog. This was the king of corns of giants. This was a real divine kingdom. A real divine kingdom. Oh, shit. After about 10 seconds, Demon Hunter Colin pulled out of his swords and half-turned his body, saying to Shepherd Livia, "Try checking the situation on both sides. I can't see what lies ahead too clearly." The 2 dark green symbols in the eye slowly dissipated. Livia acknowledged his order and took 2 steps forward to the door. Outside of there was a platform with staircases on both sides. In front of them stood a railing from the grayish-white stone pillars that faced the tallest building in the area. There was a huge blue-gray door with countless mysterious symbols carved on both sides of it. It looked extremely dignified. The corridor stairs and the other objects connected to the multitude of palaces and towering together. They were magnificent and brilliant. Lovia's silver-gray hair floated up as a stone that was bathed in the light of dusk protruded out, forming a grayish-white doll. The doll didn't have any spirituality. It was like a strung puppet as it walked to the left. It followed the staircase and walked down one lever after another amidst the rich orange light to help the expedition team confirm the situation. Suddenly, its body stopped as fine silver light burst out from within, turning it into countless fragments. Shepherd Livia was almost alarmed. She followed the step from before and created another stone golem, making it head for the right. This time, the stone golem walked to the end of the staircase and stopped at the entrance and of the place below without anything happening along the way. Demon Hunter Colin watched intently the entire time before saying, "Let's go to the right, but we have to be careful as well." Although he didn't find it any danger, the fact that he couldn't discern the actual situation using his beyond powers meant that there were many problems. With such a reminder, Derek and company came to even more and more tense. The groups of the 3 began to slowly walk down as they watched the others back. As they walked along the higher staircase, Joshua, who was wearing a scarlet glove, suddenly heard a series of tapping sounds coming from behind him. Oh, he's so dead. Oh, he's so dead. It was as if there was a person following them in silence. Adam. At that moment, Shepherd Elder Livia was to his side. From the corner of his eyes, he could tell that the footprints were definitely not coming from her. A chill ran down Joshua's spine as he hurriedly said in a deep voice, "There are footsteps behind me." Livia turned her head and allowed the 5-meter-tall silver knight to appear in front of her. It sized up Joshua's back with his scarlet, fiery eyes. After a few seconds of silence, the shepherd looked. The elder shook her head and said, "There's nothing here." No shot. There has to be somebody watching. All right. Next chapter. 1160 is called Familiar Gaze. Okay. Whose gaze is it? 34 minutes. I think I need G Fuel. I think I need G Fuel. I think I actually need G Fuel. Oh shit, I need G Fuel. I'm yawning. I was so fucking hyped. Why am I yawning? I still haven't gotten enough sleep. Like, I had a regular sleep schedule, but I feel like I still need to catch up and sleep from Monday night. Or from Sunday night. It's crazy, dude. Fuck, man. I ruined my sleep schedule one day, and it ruins me for 2 days. That's crazy. Alright, chapter 1160 is called Familiar Gaze. Lovia's response made Joshua even more wary. He looked at the other members of the expedition team and anxiously asked, "Did any of you hear any abnormal footsteps?" With thunder, God's roar, and a broadsword in hand, Derek recalled for a few seconds and shook his head in denial. Haim, who had unshot a crucifix in his hand, looked at the sealed artifact that was still glowing and replied, "Perhaps it's your hallucination. Getting sleep is easy in prison." I'm sorry, Unhinged. You're... With thunder, God's roar, crucifix in hand, looked at the sealed artifact glowing and replied, "Perhaps it's your hallucination. I will message OG soon. I got you. When I remember, I will message OG." Your hallucination. No, I heard it very clearly. The scarlet gloved Joshua frowned and expressed his opinion. Upon hearing of this, Demon Hunter Colin, who was walking in his right, half turned around and calmly instructed, Haim Antionon, check on Joshua's condition. I read her. I'm reading this person's name so wrong. Yes, Your Excellency. Haim immediately walked to Joshua and pressed the uncharted crucifix, which appeared to be a manifestation of pure light, against his teammate's forehead. However, this sealed artifact didn't undergo any changes. Immediately following that, the wine-red-haired female warrior Antiona came to the side of Joshua and raised her left hand. There was a pale golden bracelet around her wrist. On it were 3 small bells covered in golden scales. The tinkling sounds that sounded calmed Joshua's heart. He was no longer as tense as impatient. No problem. Antiona cast her gaze towards the chief, Colin Iliad. 2 complex dark green symbols appeared in Colin's eyes. He then looked at Joshua for a few seconds before nodding and saying, It might not be an illusion, but you have to be careful if any abnormalities arise within you. Some seeing the chief supporting him, Joshua secretly heaved a sigh of relief. All right, after the doubts were temporarily put away, the City of Silver's expedition team continued down the staircase that was covered in the glow of sunset, one level after another. Suddenly, everyone heard a groan. From the corner of their eyes, Derek Berg saw Joshua raise his hand and strangle his neck. As he was a Dawn Paladin, he had immense strength. Just as he let out a grunt, his hand snapped his neck. Ah! With a gloomy and twisted expression, Joshua collapsed, his eyes filled with disbelief. The person who killed himself was himself? What the fuck? Although Derek and the others didn't manage to react in time, their years of training and their experience they had gained from exploring the depths of the darkness made them instinctively take up battle positions, wary of any subsequent attacks. What the fuck is going on? Then they heard a muffling grunt. As for Shepherd Elder Lovia, oh, she's next. The facial muscles of the woman with long silver gray hair tightened as obvious twitching and squirming appeared, as though another face had grown out. Is she losing control? She plopped. Is it her mythical creature form? She plopped to the ground on the wide staircase as she grimaced with indescribable pain. Her hands moved slowly but uncontrollably as she clenched her neck. Just as she's doing the same thing. Just as Lovia was about to exert her strength, 2 swords that were smeared with silver gray ointment reached out and pierced her palms together. What the fuck is going on? Demon Hunter Colin, who was already prepared, reacted in time. Lovia's body twitched as she lowered her head even further. Opening his mouth, she spat out pieces of torn flesh and incomplete organs. She took a deep breath as though she had finally recovered. Then she propped her elbows on the ground and took a step forward, prostrating herself and swallowing the flesh of blood organs that she had just spat out in a pious and humble manner. Demon Hunter Colin, who had several old scars on his face, quietly watched this scene without stopping her. Finally, Lovia walked up and said with an unfocused gray eyes, It was degeneration, a form of degeneration that everyone has. The degeneration? Demon Hunter Colin, who had several old scars on his face, quietly watched the scene without stopping her. Finally, Lovia looked up and said with her unfocused gray eyes, It was degeneration, a form of degeneration that everyone has. Do you have a solution? Colin asked without any change in his tone. Lovia nodded without any hesitation, yes. As soon as she finished speaking, she used... I think encoder overload. Give me a sec. I closed the live stream. Fuck. I closed the live stream. Are we still live? Are we still live if I do that? Yeah, we're still live. Okay, we're still live. Yes, no? No? Yes, everything is fine with me? Yes? Okay, we're good. Okay, it's reconnect. Okay, got it. All right, we're good. Woo! I got scared. As soon as she finished speaking, she used her right hand to grab her left index finger. With a loud snap, she pulled in out of the stuff of the blood of the bones in her mouth. She pulled it out and stuffed the blood and bones into her mouth. As she chewed, she muttered to the Lord. Oh my God, that is so hype. The Lord that created everything. The Lord who reigns behind the curtains of shadows. The degenerate nature of all living things. The honorific name of the true creator. Oh my God. Wait, what? The honorific name of the true creator, the Lord that created everything, the Lord who reigns behind the curtains of shadows, the degenerate nature of all living things. The honorific name of the true creator. Derek eyelids twitched when he heard that. He suddenly felt that something subtle was happening around him. The orange glow became more saturated and closer to the color of blood. Above the gray fog, the full client's expression instantly turned solemn. He's like, oh shit. Although he couldn't see anything through his true vision, he could vaguely sense that there was a gaze cast over from afar, causing it to interfere with his observations, thus weakening his clarity and range. In addition, the gaze gave him a strange sense of familiarity. It is difficult to not be familiar with it. The first half of my life after I transmigrated was to deal with him, his son, his oracle, his wish to descend, the items left behind by him, his crazy ravings, and all sorts of mirrors related to him. At that moment, Klein was completely certain that the entity who had begun to focus on the City of Silver's expedition team was none other than the true creator. Oh my god. Frankly speaking, when Lovia began to recite the honorific name of that entity, Klein wanted to directly smite her with a lightning storm and eliminate the problem before it appeared. However, he ultimately held back the urge because he wasn't confident that he could finish off the shepherd in one strike. The evil spirit that Lovia had graced was likely that of level of a Sequence 3. Although it had died a long time ago, its current combined strength was still at the level of a Sequence 4. It likely wasn't a problem for her to withstand Lightning Storm, which was close to but not at angel level for some time. And once the fool couldn't easily kill Lovia, it would be a sign of fear in the eyes of Demon Hunter Colin. In addition, Klein believed that Colin Iliad was happy to see Shepherd Elder Lovia chant the true honorific's name, the true creator's honorific name. He wanted to use this to put the fool in check and achieve some semblance of balance. Balance? Come on. This was actually an act of disrespect in front of the deities, making it very easy to anger those great existences. But there was nothing that Colin Iliad could do. He couldn't simply trust the fool and the true creator, so he could only try his best to probing them while staying at the edge of a cliff. Only by doing so could the City of Silver not suddenly be destroyed like the cities they had been buried deep in the darkness, covered with the dust of history. What a pity. If the Uncharted Crucifix was in my hands, I have the chance to instantly kill the Silver Knight evil spirit by using all my strength to activate the power of the mysterious space above the Great Fog. It's a fundamental restraint. Klein sighed silently as he could only accept this development. He hadn't discovered anything unusual with Joshua until the City of Silver Warrior with scarlet gloves strangled himself. Only then did he die. Only then did he see his spirit turn dark and gloomy. Just as Shepherd Elder had said, this was a form of degeneration that he originally had. It's no different from losing himself because of the money and beauty, making it very difficult for external forces to detect it. That staircase should have remnant godhood powers that represent degeneration, that they're embedded into the environment, making it difficult to discover and resist. Previously, the stone golem had no spirituality, so it wasn't affected. From the honorific name, the true creator wields control over degeneration. Oh. Just his gaze alone is enough to wait, the true creator wields control over degeneration. Just his gaze alone is enough to disperse the corresponding powers. Klein adjusted his mental state and continued to observe the subsequent developments. During this process, he couldn't help but consider a question. Was a true creator like him now, watching the movements of the City of Silver expedition team in his divine kingdom? This dude has his own evil terror club watching just like Klein. On Earth, this is called a fellow viewer watching the same live stream. If I were to send gifts, will the true creator gift even more? By making this teasing remark, he tried to ease the nervousness and concern that he felt from having the true creator cast his gaze over. That was a true god, be it Adam or Ramon, they weren't even qualified to be on par with him. At this moment, Shoulder Olivia had already stood up and her left index finger had already grown back. She looked at Chief Colin Iliad and said, the region will no longer suffer from degeneration. This meant that the staircase wasn't that dangerous anymore. Normally, the expedition team would ignore Joshua's corpse. Whether they would advance or retreat, they couldn't afford to waste any time. If they stayed in an extremely dangerous area for too long, the other members would have an accident. However, the 6-member council's Elder Lovia used a tone of certainty to indicate that there was no problem nearby. They could rest and deal with it. Derek put down Haim's broadsword and walked to Joshua's side. After staring for a few seconds, he bent down to pick up his scarlet glove and wore it on his left palm. He still remembered that Joshua was always bragging about the mythical item he had obtained during an expedition. He could also clearly recall that when he left the afternoon town camp, he had said that he would be forced into marriage after expedition, with no idea as to who his wife would be. Yet an hour later, this teammate had turned into a cold corpse. To the people of the City of Silver, this was something that had happened frequently. No one cried or broke down. However, there was an emotion that had already been seeped into the bones and blood. It was heavy and mixed with grief. They watched as Derek raised his left hand and aimed it at Joshua's corpse. A blazing flame flew out, enveloping the teammate who had been fighting alongside them earlier. After the cremation, Demon Hunter Colin put away the bionic characteristic that had seeped out. The rest of the team members grabbed a handful of ashes and placed them into a hidden pocket in their clothes. Amidst the silence, they continued down the staircase and arrived at the bottom of the staircase. There was a towering palace bathed in the glow of dusk. Behind them was a corridor and staircase that led to another level. That palace The palace door was open and it was a pitch black inside. Not a single ray of light could shine inside. Demon Hunter Colin carefully observed it for a while before saying, just like in the outside world. What he meant was that the group should use various means to maintain a lit environment and not allow themselves to fall into a state of absolute darkness. Hence, Haim activated the unshattered crucifix, allowing it to envelop all of his teammates. At the same time, Antiona lit the lantern and held it in her hand. In case the cross suddenly lost its effectiveness, the group entered the palace and walked through the abnormally empty hall. Their footsteps reverberated in the distance, but there weren't any echoing sounds. As he walked, Derek suddenly felt his eyelids grow heavy as he felt a strong sense of sleepiness. He's starting to close his eyes. At this moment, he heard the chief low growl, "Don't fall asleep." Derek suddenly woke up, snapping out of his fatigued state of not being able to open his eyes. At that moment, a female warrior's voice went limp and fell to the ground, as though she had fallen into a deep slumber. Then she disappeared into the thin air and dispersed in front of everyone. Demon Hunter Colin and Shepherd Livia exchanged looks for a while before shaking their heads and letting the team forward. During this process, they would hurt themselves from time to time, using their pain to stay awake. Finally, they even passed through a bunch of arches and saw the darkness that couldn't be dispelled up ahead. With the help of the light from the team, they discovered that it was a hall with countless murals drawn. In the middle of the hall was a long dark red table. Situated around it were high back chairs with intricate patterns. Derek felt a baffling... Oh my god! It's like the Terror Club. Derek felt a baffling sense of familiarity. He immediately came to a realization that this was somewhat similar to the scene at the Terror Club. Suddenly, balls of light lit up and murmurs sounded around them. Balls of light? Oh, it's like the Crimson Stars. Around the hall stood stone pillars that didn't support the dome. Scarlet flames were ignited one after another, illuminating the surroundings in an abnormal manner. The murmurs grew louder as if they had finally passed through a long and distant space and arrived at their destination. The hall was so lively that it was as if a gathering was held. Around the dark red table, blurry and illusory figures suddenly appeared. A total of 11 figures sat on different high back chairs. 11? Is that how many people we have in the Terror Club? Why is this chapter called The Strongest Organization? The fuck? Okay, let's pause the update and let's keep reading, dude. Hold up, let me go get G Fuel. I'm catching myself yawn too many times, and I do not want to yawn during this chapter. Let me go get some G Fuel. Give me 1 sec. And we should have time for 2 more chapters. So we'll read 6 chapters. I think we'll be good for 6 chapters. Give me 1 sec. Let me go get some G Fuel. Because I'm yawning, and I don't want to yawn. Take care, Misty. We'll see you soon, bro. Remember, we're doing the Volume 5 finale Sunday, brother. All right. Here, Ellie, come lay down with me. Hey, I'm gonna try and hold Ellie. Read my last comment above. Yes. You said yes. Before that, Ellie Seed, I saw some people saying I read this for fun and it's not really serious, but Ellie Seed will clearly get darker and seriousness will be more and more present and the sweet moments will be rare. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I know, we're gonna lock in. We're gonna lock in for 2 more chapters then. I really hope that does happen though, by the way. Alright, let's sip this G Fuel. Because I think I'm down, bro. I think I'm ready for like some serious tragedy in Ellie Seed. I think I'm ready. I think we've had a lot of beautiful moments, a lot of good moments, a lot of cool arcs, by the way. But I think I'm ready to see some tragedy. I think I'm ready for that, bro. I am actually hoping for despair. Yes. All right, Ellie, I'm gonna hold you for 2 more chapters, okay? Out of 10, done corrupted easy. He's like, I need to feel something. All right, let's read. Let me see if I can update this while I hold my dog. Why are you licking my hand, huh? Chapter 1117. As the flames flickered, Derek and company subconsciously looked at the long, dark red table. The first thing they noticed was the figure closest to them. The figure wore a simple linen robe, and they had heard a long silver hair, indescribable facial feature. It made Colin, Lovia, and Derek finally find the figure oddly familiar. In an instant, they felt as though a bolt of lightning struck their minds, illuminating their blurry memories. Oh shit! Angel of Fate, Ouroboros. Just as the pupils of the team formed, the city of Silver dilated. The figure turned around and looked at them. A pair of indifferent. Did I even do my timestamp? Hold up. Yeah, I did. Oh shit! You know, we'll do artwork after. We'll do artwork after. A pair of indifferent eyes immediately occupied their vision as extraordinary, mysterious rings appeared. In a daze, Derek saw a figure in front of him. He was a handsome, radiant, and energetic man. He wore a pure white robe and had short golden hair. With his appearance, the surroundings became abnormally bright. The warm feeling lit a gray of light instantly filled every spot. Derek felt as though he had seen the day as mentioned in legends, momentarily forgetting where he was or what he was doing. The man took a step forward and his blurry figure overlapped with Derek. Then Derek sat beside the dark red long... What the fuck is going on, dude? Then Derek sat beside the dark red long table, occupying one of the high back chairs. He had become the handsome, radiant man who was attending a secret gathering. At the same time, the grizzled city of Silver, Colin, who was facing the cover in the old scars, encountered the same blurry and illusory figure. The figure was 7 to 8 meters tall. He was wearing silver full body mirror and his eyes were glowing like the light of dawn. Oh my god. Ellie, wait, chill. Just chill. Just hang out with me. With that, he and the giant in front of his merged in... Let me put Ellie down. Here, I got you. He raised the long sword. Let me restart this. The figure was 7 to 8 meters tall. He was wearing a silver full body mirror and his eyes were glowing like the light of dawn. He raised the long sword in his hand, letting it press against Colin Iliad's forehead like a scepter. Demon Hunter Colin struggled for a moment, but he quickly calmed down when he was enveloped by the orange light. With that, he and the giant in front of him merged into one. He strode towards the dark red table and sat on the second seat on the right. Shepherd Lovia encountered the man in a long black robe. He had black curly hair over his shoulders and a pair of eyes that seemed to be covered in shadows. Fuck is this? It was difficult to see his face clearly, but the silver threads, complicated patterns, and gorgeous accessories were directly reflected in her mind. Lovia trembled and couldn't help but lower her head, allowing the layers of black wings on the man's back to wrap around her. She became the man and walked to the end of the dark red table. There were 2 high back chairs with complex patterns placed there. Lovia cast the left one. The remaining members of the Civil Service expedition team also encountered similar situations, but the figures they faced were different. After they found their seats on both sides of the dark red table, the area around the empty high back chair at the seat of honor became darker, outlining a female figure that seemed to be shrouded in fog. Mommy Evernight? a figure that seemed to be shrouded in fog. Right on the heels of that, a voice that seemed to transmigrate from ancient. There's so much. We're starting to use the word transmigrate a lot now. Right on the heels of that, a voice that seemed to transmigrate from ancient times echoed in the ears of the attendees, who are trying to redeem themselves and also maintain a balance of this world. This association and devastation are undoubtedly the most basic order. This is also in line with his thoughts. I can't deny that we all have our own sinister thoughts and desires, but this is very normal. Death and spilling blood are inevitable in the name of the... Oh, shit, it is the Rose of Redemption. Okay, that would make sense. The Red Table Road Redemption. Got it. In the name of the Rose Redemption, above the great fog, Klein listened intently, but he couldn't wait to hear the more content said by the voice. However, whether it was the scene or the voice, it began to loop. It was as if he had only been fixated at a section lasting less than a minute. This is the scene of the establishment of the Rose Redemption. Previously, the Red Angel Evil Spirit said that this was an extremely secretive organization established by a group of corrupted angels. Now it seems like this isn't the case. The person who said that wasn't probably Medici, but either Sauron and Einhorn. They actually didn't know much about the Rose Redemption. Klein mumbled inwardly, and he cast his gaze back at the city. Freaking Ellie's licking me. That's so gross. Klein mumbled inwardly as he cast his gaze back at the City of Silver team that were repeating the actions like puppets. Approaching the table, Ellie stopped, sitting down, listening, and leaving. When the torches around the hall lit up one after another, Klein had already found something unusual with his true vision. He saw the murals on the wall that come alive and rapidly expand, overlapping with the halls. It made the table, chairs, and the floor tile that had been cold for thousands of years warm up once again, and many of the figures that had once been in the secret meeting crossing the borders of time, reviving at their fixed seats, allowing the words from the past to reappear. Many of those figures were familiar to Klein. One of them was the Angel of Fate, Ouroboros. This king of angels, who was still a member of the Rose Redemption, was the most lifelike among all the illusionary figures. Combined with how the scenes were looping, Klein began to suspect that the person who left their mirrors was Tell the Devourer, Ouroboros. Oh, man, it's like everything is slowly like being revealed, coming into place, man. It is so good. In the previous temple ruins, there were murals left behind by him. Likewise, for the ruins of the Battle of Gods. In the Giant King's court, there are similar what? There are similar murals and signs of these powers. I wouldn't believe if anyone were to say, if not him, just how much does the King of Angels like murals. He draws them wherever he goes. Klein couldn't help but lampoon Ouroboros in his mind. The second figure he noticed was sitting beside the Angel of Fate, Ouroboros. He was dressed in a black armor that seemed to be splashed with blood. He had red hair. Oh, it's Medici. Okay. He had red hair that resembled fire, looking young and handsome. The reason why we got emphasized handsome. The reason why he paid attention to this figure was because he had seen him in his dreams. In addition, it was also the most arrogant person among all the figures. Not only did it sit in the back of its chair, but it also placed its feet on the dark red long table. It didn't mind that the surrounding peoples were high-level figures of the same status, Red Angel Medici. These are the kings of angels who participated in the secret gathering. Who else is involved? As Klein's thoughts raised and decided to first rescue the people from the City of Silver who couldn't exist, the looping cycle of fate. He had a lot of experience in this aspect. Yes, the medium to the loop is the hall itself. The hall itself? The medium to the loop is the hall itself. However, there's no need to attempt to destroy it. As long as it can temporarily break the cycle of fate, the dusk outside will seep in and dispel any abnormalities. They belong to the divine kingdom itself. In terms of status, they can only be stronger or at par with the power left behind by Ouroboros. After observing for a few seconds, Klein quickly came to a conclusion. Look, Ellie's barking because she's excited. After flipping a gold coin in a divination, he immediately spread his spirituality towards the crimson star representing the sun. Derek Burge's spirit body immediately tore through the circle of fate, creating an invisible crack. The orange glow from the light of dusk outside the palace immediately surged into the hall from the window up high. Without waiting for little son to figure out his situation for fear that the true creator would lock onto him, Klein didn't hesitate to let him return to the real world. He just out, just like that. Derek snapped out of his daze and realized that he had unknowingly sat at the side of the dark red table. He looked up blankly and saw the chief elder Livia, Haim, and Tonia and the others. He realized that there were still certain traces of confusion on their faces. Thinking back to his experience just now, Derek was alert as he deliberated and said, "The cycle of fate." Ellie, come here. The cycle of fate. Indeed, calling Iliad, who had experienced this before, nodded slightly and stood up. He looked around and his gaze landed on the largest mural that was also nearest to him. What is it? The mural depicted the same exact hall. There were similar columns, torches, and dark red tables, complicated high-back chairs, and object layout. This sounds so fucking angelic. As for those high-back chairs, there were 11 figures sitting on them. At the very end were 2 seats, and along the table, five on the left and 4 on the right. The City of Silver's team eyes also followed Chief and took in the corresponding scene. The 5 figures on the left were the beautiful silver-haired name, the red hair and arrogantly seated man, an elder wearing a hood that oh wait, the elder, that's Zaratul. A hood that exposed only his mouth, wrinkles, and a beard. That's Zaratul. That's definitely Zaratul. Or freaking Hermes. No, it's Zaratul. A hood that exposed only his mouth, wrinkles, and a beard. A dignified middle-aged man dressed in black armor, and a handsome man dressed in white robes. The 4 on the right were a black-robed mummy wrapped in a mummy? A black-robed mummy wrapped in bandages, a middle-aged man with his facial features resembling the natives of the southern continent, a giant covered in the silver armor, a supple, beautiful, and dignified lady. Do you remember the artwork? Yeah, no, who? I don't know who, man. I don't know who these people are. The 2 high-back chairs at the very end of the man were dark black curly hair and a woman. That's Amon. Where a man with dark black curly hair and a woman shrouded in the woman shrouded in fog has to be Evernight. A woman shrouded in fog. At that moment, a guardian raised his right hand and pointed at the handsome white-robed man. You do know? Easy turned into an owl? Who? His figure is made up of mysterious symbols. These symbols represent white angel. Who the fuck is this white angel? White angel accuses. Before the guardian could finish his sentence, he suddenly let out a tragic cry as a golden flame spewed out from his body. He instantly became a charred corpse, as if it would be reduced to ashes the moment it touched. It made Demon Hunter Colin and Shepherd Lavia incapable of saving him in time. Don't try to distinguish these symbols. They contain immense power. Colin hurriedly and warned the others. Above the great fog, Klein was thinking of another matter. White Angel Occusus? That's the Eternal Blazing Sun's true name? White Angel Occusus. If not for the fact that the Giant King's Court... Oh my god, I'm so overwhelmed right now. There are so many fucking names just being spewed out at the Red Roses meeting. If not for the fact that the Giant King's Court itself isolated itself from the projected powers, just using Jotun to read his name will attract his... Oh, you can't even read it. Will attract his attention and incur divine punishment. Amidst his thoughts, Demon Hunter Colin stabbed his swords in front of him, casting an invisible barrier. Oh my god. Then the City of Silver Chief identified the symbols and labels that formed these figures. He began reading it slowly and firmly from the left. Angel of Fate, Ouroboros. War Angel, Medici. Wisdom Angel, Hera Bergen. At this point, Colin Iliad suddenly stopped inside the invisible barrier that was suddenly constantly shaking. Just because this name was no stranger to the people of the City of Silver, this was the true name of the Dragon of... This was the true name of the Dragon of Wisdom. Could it be the Dragon of Wisdom later became the Wisdom Angel next to the Lord? Similar questions arose in everyone's heart, but Klein discovered something strange. The history of the City of Silver had records of the name Hera Berg, because we've seen her name before. The language they used on a daily basis was Jotun, a language that could mobilize the surrounding forces of nature. This also meant that in the past 2,000 to 3,000 years, someone in the City of Silver had definitely read on the written name Hera Bergen before, but there were no response from the God of Knowledge and Wisdom. The Church of Knowledge and Wisdom still wasn't able to find the forsaken lands of gods. At this moment, Colin Ilek controlled his emotions and continued reading. White Angel Leo Darrow. Oh my god, we're getting all the names now. White Angel Leo Darrow, White Angel Occusus, Dark Angel Sasrir, Evernight Goddess Amanisis, God of Combat, Badi Hail, Earth Mother Omebella, God of the Dead, Salinger, God of the Spiritual Creatures, Tolzna? His name. My bad. His. Sorry, I thought it was a woman's name. No, yeah, his. Although Klein had expected this, he was still somewhat stunned. The former Rose Redemption was frighteningly powerful. Super fucking strong. Amongst the 7 deities today, 6 of them were members. There was also Death, the god of the spiritual creatures, and 3 kings of angels. This made him recall what the Red Angel Evil Spirit had once said. What the fuck did he say in the past? Rose Redemption had a close relationship with the birth of the true creator. It's impossible for you to imagine that certain people were once members of the Rose Redemption, but they've since left it. Oh my. So much is happening, dude. Let me grab Ellie. I think this actually will be the last chapter so we can look at the artwork. Let me grab Ellie. Come here, Ellie. Come here, Ellie. Hey, wait. You gotta say bye. Say bye. Say bye. Wait. Hey, say bye. Say bye. I'm gonna let you out. Come here. Give me a kiss. I love you. We just read some crazy ass shit, Ellie. Let me let you out, okay? Because we gotta go, man, but we gotta watch. Go. Oh, man. Yeah, I gotta go. Well, but remember Salinger? I don't remember Salinger, dude. It's like, Easy reading lore about the Kings of Angels. Long white beard, easy. That sounds about right. Easy reading lore about the Kings of Angels. Long white beard, easy. Is that Zaratul? I know. I'm gonna be like, wait, like, is Zaratul or I was like, is Zaratul older than what I thought he was? What is that sound outside? I hear like, what is that? I thought I was hearing. I feel like I'm hearing ravings behind me. That's Def from the. Oh, Salinger. Got it. Def's father. Got it. That's Def's father from the fourth epoch. Azik's father. Got it. Thank you. I was like, who is Salinger? Like, I know we read the name recently. I need to look at artwork, bro. I'm kind of overwhelmed right now. So much fucking happened. Let me do my timestamp as we think about it, and I open up Discord. I think my timestamp was 1 hour, 1 minute, and 1 second. 1. I'm pretty sure that my timestamp. Salinger. Am I saying the name wrong? Def's father? Am I saying it wrong? So I opened up Epic Game Source for some reason instead of Discord. That's not the application I'm trying to open up. Okay, let's open up Discord. Let's check out some crazy ass artwork. So you guys seen artwork? First of all, I assume there's artwork on Giant King Armir, right? I assume there's artwork. I pronounced it that way, IDK. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, we can practice pronunciations as always. You guys know me. I always got to practice them. All right, let's check it out. Discord is still loading. 1 sec. It should open up any minute now. Any minute. It's not opening up. Oh my god. Let's try one more time. It's not working. Fuck, man. I gotta look at artwork on my phone, dude. I'm sorry, Milosh. We're gonna have to look at the artwork on my phone, but don't worry. Tomorrow morning, well, I mean, tomorrow when we stream again, we'll also have it on screen. Let me see. Oh, that's a cute one of Sharon, by the way. That's a really cool one, dude. Oh, man, this Force art is badass. You know what, Milosh? I get it. I really like Force. She's like growing on me the more I read about her, you know? Like, the more I read about her. All right, let's look at this artwork. Wow, Holy Peak. That's actually sick, dude. Oh, my God. All right. Rose Redemption, the strongest organization. Who is this? Oh, that's clearly Evernight, right? The one shrouded in fog? How to pronounce? Well, I got you. We'll look at it. Dude, wait, who are these people, dude? Don't show Easy the corruption of the Reddit he's going to tweak out. What Reddit? Wait, what happened? Oh, shit. So, look, here in the artwork is Ouroboros, Medici, the White Angel, Ouroboros. Who's this giant? Who's the giant golem dude again? Wait, is that that's not Armir. Giant King Armir. But it was the same silver armor, right? At the front of the table, is that Evernight? Some guy is making bunny outfit posts for every character in LTM, including guys. Oh, that's Bad Heel? Bad Heel. Got it. Thank you, Bad Heel. I was like, that's not Armir. Okay, got it. It's his son. We can't see it. I know. I'm sorry. I can't show you guys because Discord isn't opening. I have to look at it on my phone. Oh, Discord just opened. Hell yeah. Oh, praise be the almighty fool. Okay. All right. Artwork's here. Hold up. We're switching scenes. We got switched to chatting. And let me put chat on screen one time. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Got it. Perfect. Chat went up right away. All right, let's see this. So let's switch scenes before I show the chapter by accident. We go to watch. Oh my god, I keep forgetting to turn off the transparency mode. I apologize. Transparency mode is still on. So, Evernight. Check. This is Evernight right here. Evernight. Check. Wow, dude, look at that. Look, you can see the stars on her. I forget what this thing is called. Oh, look, this looks like the moon, right? The little half crescent moons and stars, maybe? Come on, man. Dude, if there's one thing I know, this has to be Evernight because literally the fucking Dunkhwa spoiled it. They couldn't wait. They just had to show her for like a split second. But I'll be honest, her appearance reminded me of the Veil, my bad. Her appearance reminded me of the witch from ReZero. What was her name? Stella? Veil? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was pronounced a Veil. So Ouroboros, Medici, Giant King Armir's son. I can't pronounce his name. How was it? Bad what? Bad Hill? This was we just saw her name. The Dunkhwa man? I know, man. Satella. Thank you. The Dunkhwa man, I know. The Dunkhwa just had to show a little bit too much. But I'm pretty sure that was her, man. They just had to show her. This was the White Angel we just saw? Is that what that was? Omebella. Ah, thank you. It was Omebella. Oh, shit. So this right here is the strongest organization. That's scary, dude. What the fuck is with the Last Supper looking picture right here? That's Wisdom Angel with the bread? Oh, shit. What the fuck? Wow. Wait, sorry. Back on track. The strongest organization, dude. Oh, man. Klein is running a cookie cutter operation over here, man. He gotta step his game up, dude. This dude is out. We got a few sequin 4s, bro. Check who has the cutlery on that artwork. Cutlery. What's a cutlery? What's cutlery? Wait, one sec. Let me close my window. It's kind of loud outside. Yo, it's funny. I haven't even sipped my G Fuel. I'm like wide awake. The knife and fork? Oh, sorry. I'm like, what is a cutlery? In the previous artwork? Okay. Cutlery, like knife and fork. Sorry. American brain. I'm over here. Yo, spoon and fork. Like cutlery. What the fuck is a cutlery? There's no cutlery in this picture. So who's the one that's giving the blood and bread? Who the fuck is this? The knife? Who is this? Oh, the mummy. This was the guy wrapped in like a mummy. Ah, got it. That was the mummy dude? Who's talking to Evernight? You know, I find it crazy how Evernight is still like an enigma. We still don't know shit about her. What the fuck is this? Ouroboros? White Angel? Amon? A certain banquet? A banquet? Oh, wait. Let me look at the background art. The fuck? Wisdom Angel again? Oh, sorry. Engagement bait. That was the Wisdom Angel. What is this? Why is Evernight kissing some Cthulhu-looking ass dude with tentacles? Oh my god. This has to be Klein, right? Or like this has to be the Fool. Oh shit. Is this the Fool? Is the Evernight and the Fool like a thing? Or like the prior Fool? Is this ship art? Hey, spoiler. No, we won't look at spoiler much. I'm just, is this a ship? Who is this? Who is this? Why does he have like a blonde hair on one side and then black? What the fuck? What is this? Who's this modern day looking ass idol that has like half his hair blonde or half his hair dyed? What? Oh, this is Adam and Amon. Oh, he's one. Oh, that's so cool. Adam is holding the quill. Amon is. Oh my god! What the? Why are people? How are people so talented? Adam is holding the quill. Amon is holding the monocule. So, fuck is this? Like the two moons? Moon and sun? Who is this? God damn, she is beautiful, though. I'll tell you that much. Wow. This is so cool. This is some crazy-ass imagery. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Bro. This is so badass. Wait, hold, let me fix my transparency. This is crazy, dude. Let me fix this. Read last message. I got you. Hold up. Let me fix the transparency. We need to see this in like all its glory, dude. Wow. Wow. Zam, read last message, Cammy. 3 people in the art have cutlery. 3 angels, 8 ancient. Oh my god. It's the ones that ate the ancient sun god. Oh, okay, so this is the god of storm? Who the fuck is the one with the fork? Oh, 1, 2. Who has the third one? Wait, I only see 2. Oh, shit, right here. Oh, right here. Yeah, the guy with the beard. Got it. The other angel. Got it. Oh, that's crazy. I didn't even catch that. That's fuck. Oh, they're the traitors. So these were the traitors from the organization that ate him? Blue one is storm, yellow one is sun, and old man is wisdom. Thank you. Oh my god, that helps me out so much more. Okay, bro, when there's all this on screen, my brain just shuts down. Like, I'm gonna keep it $1.50. When I see all of this, I can't even process this. You guys already know, man. I'm struggling when there's like 3. When I'm seeing everybody, I'm like, it's like, brain, turn on. Oh my god. What is this artwork? Oh, what the fuck is this down here, dude? What? What is this badass armor? Oh my god, look, you can see like the dawn from his eye. Wow, this is badass. Holy shit. Bro, I want to look at all the volume covers for this now. That's crazy. Oh my god, give them to me, dude. That's the Phantom they saw, Armir. Wow, that is so fucking cool, dude. That's literally what they fought. Holy shit. Yeah, it was like tens of meters tall. So it was more than 30 feet tall, or the door was tens of meters tall. Wow, that's so fuck. Dude, I love this series. This shit is so fucking good, dude. This is just so badass. It's so fucking cool. Oh shit, what the fuck is the background? Okay. Angel of Imagination Ankwelt. Check. Flagera. Check. What is with the demon? Fuck is this? What is this bird? Oh, that's a phoenix. Phoenix Gregoris? But what's the one with the horns? Dark Side of the Universe? Easy, you should change out for the easy licking drawing. I'd be down. Well, no, I can add more custom emotes. I'm sorry. Yeah, let me add more custom emotes. I think we can now add like a total of 4. Yeah, let me add more emotes. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. This is the Devil Monarch Verbati. Oh, Verbati. I forgot about that name. It's Verbati? Or not licking, but tongue out. Yeah, I got it. We'll add that one. Yeah, we'll add that one. I'm down. Yeah, I'll add it right now. Off stream when I'm uploading this, I'll start uploading all this. This is cool. This is such a dude. This fan art. Whoever drew this better be hired by the creator or like be able to hire by whatever publishing team to start pumping out actual artwork for this series, man. That's crazy, dude. This is so good. It is actually Giga Chad. And I love how, look how the color just like paints in the background. It's so weird. Oh, bro, this has to have something to do with like transmigration, bro. Like this whole background shit. We've been using the word transmigrate a little too loosely this stream. I'm pretty sure they said the word transmigrate like twice. The official cover arts are pretty good too. Man, it's good. I think this is the best artwork in like the whole series. I think from what I've looked at, this is probably the best artwork. This is probably the best artwork I've looked at in the whole series. Like, everything else is so badass and cool. Wait, let me... I hate how I have to center myself more right here. I'm turning it the wrong way. But this is just hands down, like, masterpiece. There's better ones you can't see yet. I just can't see it yet. But so far, it's up there. Shit, this is good, dude. All right, man. That's good. Sorry we only did 5 chapters again. But don't worry, man. We're going to come back tomorrow for another 5. And then... when I do the episode react, I have to do... I need to fix my camera position because I keep changing it and it's kind of frustrating. So, the plan is 5 more chapters tomorrow. I'm going to the theaters on Thursday. I'm gonna watch the Demon Slayer movie in theaters. I didn't read it was a spoiler. It's okay, Bench. It's okay. It's okay. Or Vane. I didn't read the spoiler. It's okay. Don't talk about things he hasn't seen yet. It's okay. I didn't see it. Don't forget my suffering. I will message Romero and OG and I'll message everybody. I'll message all the mods. Cammy, do you know what happened? Here, when I end recording, we'll talk about it before I end stream it. Do you know what happened, Cammy? I actually don't know what happened. So we can say we pardoned him or not. So the plan is I'm promising you guys what happened to what? I don't know why Unhinged is in Discord prison. I don't know why. And I said I pardon him depending on the context that I knew behind his imprisonment. But I still don't know why he's been imprisoned. But I have a pretty stacked week this week. I'm not gonna lie. So it's like I'm going to the theaters on Friday to watch the Demon Slayer movie. Mans did nothing wrong. I'm going to the theaters on Thursday night. Friday night, we're watching the episode. Saturday, we have a concert. And then Sunday, me and the missus were going out. So it's like those 4 days, like starting Thursday, those 4 days are stacked. But I promise you, we will be doing 5 chapters Monday to Friday, 9 chapters respectively, Saturday and Sunday, so we can finish the ending. And then Shadow Slave should still be 30 minutes daily. They added 2 people to the prison today, so he's not alone at least. Oh, okay, so he won't be alone. Nothing worse than everyone out of prison there? True. All right, I don't know what happened, but we'll do some recon. All right, that being said, we are finishing Volume 5 Sunday, okay? The only way we don't finish Volume 5 is if I die of a heart attack. Knock on wood, that doesn't happen. I'm getting a little superstitious. I shouldn't be saying shit like that. We got to make it to at least 2035 to watch the finale, right? To watch the full movie. And just like hearing just knowing that the movie's going to be called The Fool makes me believe that like, okay, book 8 is actually, Volume 8 is actually called The Fool. Did you see username beefing with Grok on Twitter? I'll look into that right now. Username was beefing with Grok. I'm like, fuck you on about Grok? We'll look into it. All right. That being said, you guys have an amazing day, and I'm gonna see you guys really, really soon. All right. Tomorrow, same time. Peace. Have an amazing day. When you switching pathways from provoker to prisoner, no beef. Just convinced him. Don't look it up on Twitter. Oh, if it's gonna be spoilers, I probably shouldn't look at username beefing then. Okay, all right. So he's probably like, oh man, your information on the finale of Lord of the Mysteries is actually wrong, Grok. It's actually this, and then Grok is like, oh, thank you for your information, username. All right, guys. Peace. Have an amazing day. I'm gonna upload this. I'm gonna get the thumbnails for this and Shadow Slave ready. And I'm gonna see how we're gonna do it, man. I'm telling you, From Thursday to Sunday, it's actually pretty stacked. Movie theaters, episode react, concert, and a nice dinner date with the missus. So, it's going to be pretty hectic this week. So, I'm not going to lie. I might take Monday and Tuesday off next week. Just to set expectations. Maybe 3 days off. I don't know. Depending on how tired I get. Because also editing on DaVinci is so frustrating. You said it in general? Take a peek before we head out. I'll take a peek before we head out. Dude, this is crazy. I'm so excited to finally see the ending, man. Oh. What's up? If you think it's not Fire Force or the animation isn't that great, what's your take? Is not Fire Force, is Lord of the Mysteries? Wait. My man's actually beefing with Grok. Wait. What's up? If you think it's not Fire Force or the animation isn't that great, what's your take? And then this is him. It's not Fire Force, it's Lord of the Mysteries. Do you call any animated scene from Fire Force if it's included fire? After reviewing the clip and multiple sources, it matches Fire Force's style. And Leonard's Burns fight scenes with its fluid fire effects and action. Lord of the Mysteries has oculate themes, but not exact matching scenes. If you have any specific episode or link from Ellen to him, share it. I could. Leonard Smith fighting Harv, Lord of the Mysteries, episode 8. Thank you for the details. I double checked the clip style, fire effects, and characteristics design aligned with Fire Force. And it aligns with Fire Force's Leonard Burns with Shinra and Shinra? What the fuck, Final Fantasy? Shinra and Season 1, Episode 24, Lord of the Mysteries, Episode 8? I'm sorry. So even after Grok analyzes username's info, it's like, oh yeah, it's still Fire Force, technically. Alright, man. You guys have an amazing day. It said it for a Hoyo... Oh, I did see that for the Hoyoverse animated clip. I did see that. That shit looked badass, bro. It made me want to catch up with Genshin and freaking Honkai Star Rail, dude. That's crazy. All right, man. Peace. You guys have an amazing day. And I'm going to see... Oh, wait. I moved out of frame a little too early. And I'm going to see you guys all tomorrow for more Lord of Mysteries as we approach the never-ending finale of Season 5. Peace! And have an amazing day. I gotta hide. All right. You guys have an amazing day. I love you all. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, okay? Later. And username, don't forget. We'll be doing RI when the next chapter comes out. If it does, I don't think it's okay. Hopefully not this Wednesday. Hopefully the chapter comes out next Wednesday. I'm not gonna lie, but when it comes out, hopefully, knock on wood, next Wednesday, double RI chapter react. All right, later.